Okay, part two. So they're fighting Cheshire and her goons, and Hawk is just going crazy. Hawk, put that gun down. One day I'll empty it in Dipstick here before I let him go. Are you an idiot? And so now, instead of fighting the bad guys, Hawk and Wonder Girl are fighting each other, leading to another great confrontation. And it's a personality conflicts which really make the New Titans work at their best. Just this great drama here. So she just goes nuts on him. And she has got super strength, much stronger than he is. So as she's yelling at him, she's also pinning him to the tree and suffocating him slowly or crushing his chest until the new Robin, Jason Todd, has to pull her off. And then she says, I've had it, Robin. I'm not a leader. You take command. This is your group anyway. Me? So the original Robin was the leader of the group, but Jason Todd is not the original Robin, so he doesn't know what to do. What do I do? And then he looks around him at everything that's happened. Hawk has been suffocated and is lying face down in the snow. Flash has gotten shot. Aqualad is injured. Speedy is lying face down unconscious. So this is just a great series of panels of Robin just being overwhelmed. And then he yells out, what do I do? And then has to run back and convince Wonder Girl to come back and lead the group. Again, I think this is great writing here. And they have a good moment together, which, you know, when I originally read this in the early 90s, this was before somebody got the idea to resurrect Jason Todd. I don't think he got resurrected until 2006. But then after he got resurrected, maybe you comic book fans will remember he and Donna Troy were a romantic item for a while. And I wonder if whoever made that decision was thinking back to these issues where, you know, he says, sure, why not? For an older lady, you're not so bad. But if you got any younger sisters out there, don't press your luck, kid. I can still put you across my knee. So they come back. Now, here again, this is where this doesn't make any sense. Hawk has already proven himself to be a liability once. And he's not showing any sign of calming down here when they're talking. So, why do they still keep him with the group? I don't know. It's going to cause problems, and it does. But yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Oh, something I forgot to say is in addition to Hawk being mentally off the rails because his brother died in the crisis, the other thing is Aqualad is moping around a lot because Aqua Girl died in the crisis. So we've got two old Titans who died in the crisis who their deaths are causing reverberations here. And you know, when I read these issues again when I was 15, I thought, okay, I've got to find those issues now where Hawk died or where Aqua Girl died. It must be like a big major event because it had so much reverberations through the pages of the Teen Titans. But then if you actually track down the Crisis on Infinite Earths comic book, and you can buy a reprinted edition, I think DC has I don't think the reprints of it have ever gone out of print. You can buy it in a collected edition. They both of their deaths are like blink and you miss it moments. I believe Aqua Girl's one happens just kind of at the very corner of a panel where lots of other stuff is going on. I don't remember, but it's done in a very offhanded way in the actual Crisis on Infinite Earths comics. And I guess that's because that they had so many other heroes to kill off and get through that they couldn't afford to give everyone a big death moment. So they get tossed aside rather callously or unthinkingly in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but then I guess at least we get people mourning for their deaths in the pages of the comics that follow. Anyways, the Titans go back to the mountains, and we have this great moment between Speedy and Jason Todd. So Jason Todd has been trained by Batman. The Batman keeps telling me to watch people's eyes. Yeah? And every so often I notice you become awfully agitated, like something was going on you didn't want to be a part of. And as he's saying that, we get some wonderful foreshadowing here in this panel. Or not foreshadowing, but we get the tension is being built up. So they're having a quiet conversation, but for the reader, the tension is building. Something's wrong, isn't it? What do you mean? I mean that thing Flash said, about what Cheshire told him. When Wonder Girl was wondering what that meant, I noticed you looked away. Like you knew, only you didn't want to say anything. You sure you're just a kid and not some midget in disguise? So I think this is a nice little moment, how Jason Todd was the only one who figured it out among all of the Titans, that something's going on with Roy Harper and Cheshire. But then, yes, Cheshire comes, and she has another great moment with Roy Harper. So she feels like Roy Harper walked out on her. So now she wants to kill him. And this leads to some more great drama. She's blaming him for leaving. He's trying to explain himself. If I stayed with you, Jade, one of us would have killed the other. We wouldn't have had any other choice. And I never knew about a child. You never told me. So they have this argument here. Jason Todd comes in, but Roy Harper doesn't really appreciate him interfering. Don't be cocky, kid. Jade hasn't got a sense of humor, and she always plays for keeps. Move it, kid. Help the others with her men. I'll handle Jade. You'll take care of me, Roy? We haven't been apart that long. You could forget how lethal I am. I haven't forgotten anything, Jade, including my feelings for you. I told you I couldn't turn you in. I cared, and for some reason, despite everything I know about you, I still care. I cared too, Roy. I cared for the 9 months I was pregnant, Roy, hoping you'd come back. But when you didn't, I stopped caring and started hating. And then she leaves him with a warning. If you follow me out there, Roy, if you join with your friends to stop me, I will kill you. He says, stay and tell me about our child. You have to. You owe me that. I've given you your life. I owe you nothing more. So, yeah, that's great drama here. And then we have more drama with Wonder Woman versus Hawk. Although, like I said before, in any sane world, this wouldn't have happened. I don't know why Wonder Girl, not Wonder Woman. I don't know why Wonder Woman brought him out a second time. So he throws a goon off the cliff, and Wonder Girl has to go save him. Meanwhile, Roy Harper comes out, and she says, Although I knew you would not, I prayed you would be smart enough to stay inside. Damn it, Roy, you're forcing me to kill you. And he doesn't want to shoot her, but she is insistent on throwing the grenade in. So, don't force me, Jade. Let go of that door. He ends up shooting her with the arrow, not killing her, but wounding her and causing her great pain. She scratches him with her poison claws, although we find out later that it's not actually lethal poison, it's just painful. And that the whole thing has been a charade to embarrass the Titans by making it look like they came to an international peace agreement where it was agreed that there would be no security. So that was the plan there. And that is the end of that. The original Teen Titans go their own way. There is an epilogue where Roy Harper does meet Cheshire to see their daughter. And again, it's perfect. So there's no more arguing, right? We've gotten all those emotions, all the shouting is over, and we get these very calm panels where she brings them back. So that's great. And I believe, if memory serves, these characters now are going to exit these pages and won't be back for quite some time. I could be misremembering that. Now, some of these lingering dramas or feelings, like I believe Aqualad's anguish over Aqua Girl being dead, or Hawk trying to find his way in the world without Dove, will be picked up in Teen Titans Spotlight, which was another Teen Titans magazine which was being published at that time. I guess Teen Titans were popular enough to warrant multiple comic book titles back in the 80s. But Teen Titans Spotlight issues are unfortunately not collected in these editions, and I don't believe they're collected anywhere. I mean, I'm sure you could find them on the internet, etc. But the Teen Titans Spotlight issues are not collected anywhere. Speaking of which, sorry, that I know of. Let me know if I'm wrong. Speaking of which, actually, there was a reference somewhere to South Africa. Where was it? So, in South Africa, sorry. Oh yeah. In a very few months, alien eyes will walk this country and will see the horrors its white-skinned citizens do not. So that's a reference to Starfire visiting South Africa and learning about the horrors of apartheid, which is another story that took place in Teen Titans Spotlight. I guess they're teasing that here when Cheshire is going into South Africa. So, you know, in the 1980s, South Africa was a big social issue for people to talk about. And yeah, that's teasing something will happen in Teen Titans Spotlight, but which is not collected here. All right, so I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. Then we get back to the three main plot lines, which this cover here illustrates what's going on. There's Brother Blood, there's Starfire and her fight to control Tamaran, and then there's Cyborg and Garfield Logan, who are being tormented by Memento. And these three storylines are what makes up the rest of this collection. Sorry, the rest of this edition. And then on to volume 12 to try and jog my memory about what happens in those issues. So, yes, I will, not sure when I'll get around to that. As I said in a previous video, I've made a decision to decrease the pace about which I get through comic books and try and do some other reading instead. But I will try and work my way around to volume 12 next, and I will review that after I read that. So thank you very much, BookTube, and I'll catch you next time.